Hello, this is Wednesday, the 19th of October. It's been quite a long time actually since my last videos. Apologies for this, I really been too busy. Let's try to make amends with today's charts. First of all, Euro. Euro is quite disappointing these days. The ranges are very small, and then you have moves basically when I'm not trading after 10 o'clock. Anyway, you had today a nice uptrend, but as you can see here, it was all filtered because this was filtered because it was too close to big round number and daily pivots. This was filtered because it was still too close to big round number. It looks like it's going up, but we're really talking about something like 10 points here. And this was a spike up. It wasn't very good, but we were already in, as we see in a second, the pound against the dollar. So this would have been a correlated trade, and it should have been filtered. So no trades here. The only nice trade of the day was this one, but if you look at the time, it's 10:45 here, so it means that it's 11:45 London time, and we don't trade at that time. Here you had another possibility of re-entry, but it was 13:20, so 10 minutes before news. So again, that's filtered, and this probably wouldn't have been triggered, but in any case it was on S2. And then look at the abysmal range that there is there. So nothing done. Cable, on the other hand, was the star of the day. The first trade was quite hairy actually, because we were really nicked here to the tick. I might have used a wider buffer. This was a sort of normal buffer, but we would have really been ticked to the here, and the market went down. Now the same thing happened here, and one of the students actually entered at this point, was nicked here as well, and the important sort of well-placed stop. It's quite evident here. You just want to have a close enough stop, but in a place that is safe enough. So usually it's below here, and then once you started seeing the range here, you want to put it below this range. Now, congratulations to one of my students actually, was entering here. And he had the patience and resilience to stay in. He didn't even bail out here when he had the opportunity. And then the market really went up. Nice trade. Patient paid out here. Very nice trade. The first target would have been here, which was basically the big round number, around the big round number. And you can see there are a couple of doji that it really stopped here. And the second one would have been just probably down here after this double top and this big bar, but even this one. So probably here or here, that would have been the second target. If you just had one lot, obviously you could have a re-entry possibility here. So you entered here or here. You got to the big round number here. The market is creating this range here, and then it breaks out again. So you could have got in here and get your 10 points here. Of course, keep in mind that getting out here would have been the right thing to do, because we don't want to be in at 9:30 when there are news. So you would have re-entered here anyway. You had the chance after the news. The news were not very important actually. They didn't do anything. You had the chance to re-enter here. Now in the afternoon, the only feasible trade was this one. This wasn't a very good trade because you had quite a lot of resistance here, and it was quite close to, you see, you would have entered at this point here. You had a signal, wouldn't have been triggered here, and I always prefer when I have 2 or 3 or 4 ticks from this and this, I always prefer to wait for that. Now this situation is different because we are in the afternoon. It's a different kind of session, and you have a high here, so this was okay and it was a pretty good scalp. Safest stop was this one, but as soon as you are in profits, really the first thing to do is to move the stop down here, and once you get your 10 points as a scalp, you move the stop just about there to break even. This was nothing, and this was potentially the real signal, but it was very, very close to the daily pivots, and this was, and in any case, was way after our cutoff time. Very good day on oil too. You see that there was a little bit of a drop, but the signal was here, and with the right buffer, with 3 points or maybe 4 in the morning, you wouldn't have been triggered here. And then the market went up with this decisive move. One thing to do is wait for the breakouts from the signal, and you would have entered probably at these points, which is 93, and it makes it a little bit difficult. Now the situation was completely different because, and I don't want to dwell too much on this, but MT4, this broker, is still using the November contract. The November contract has gone. Basically, the front month is December, and in December you were not at all close to the big round number. So I'm just considering the signals, but the levels are quite different. Anyway, you could have entered a little bit earlier on the breakout of this, even if the signal wasn't there. This is an advanced trade, but it didn't make a lot of difference. It was just a couple of points anyway. You had your scalp here, your 10 points here, and then in the afternoon it was a little bit hairy. You had a signal here, but you were not triggered, and then you see that there is some support here. It's too close to support. These shorts here, if you really wanted to take them, they are really too short to support, and you don't want to have anything to do with that. Same thing there. Here, this is 1435. You had this spike basically here, and again it's too close to R1, and you wouldn't have been taking this one. Also because the big thing of the day on oil was the 3:30 news, and in fact you could see that actually you had this enormous bar here. Now you know that I don't trade news. I always watch them, and I look for opportunities. News were pretty good from that point of view, and once you see that there is no reaction down in the 10 minutes that followed, and actually the market went up, breaking the high and breaking the R2, well, that's a good sign to get in. So you would have got in. It's not a 61 in this case because the market was at a different level in December, but you would have had probably 15 points here, and that was another very good trade for the day.